Built in 1904, standing tall and mysterious, this isn't just any house, mind you. This is a house with a past, a house that has seen more than a century's worth of life, love, and yes, even the inexplicable. For my siblings and I, this house was our childhood playground. It was here that we experienced things that would make your skin crawl and your hair stand on end. Now let's talk about my brother. He's a musician and loved Spanish rock. About 10 years ago, he started a band with his best friends. They would come to our house every Sunday, turning our old basement into a makeshift studio. Their music would echo through the halls until it got dark. One evening, the band decided to head to another house, leaving my brother alone. The basement, where they practiced, was a place that had always given off an eerie feeling. I hated going down there. On this particular evening, my brother had forgotten something: his pancakes. As everyone else piled into the truck, he decided to go back into the basement to get his food. As he stepped back into the basement, the air seemed to grow colder. He made his way past the boiler. His eyes scanned the room, finally landing on the to-go container on a speaker. Just as he was about to grab his food container, he saw a shadowy figure in the edge of his vision. An immediate sense of panic washed over him. He was alone in this old house with something unnerving. It was a figure that seemed to defy the laws of light and darkness. Our parents had always taught us to confront our fears no matter what. They said it was important to assert our presence, so my brother decided to do just that. He mustered all the courage he could and addressed this shadowy thing. "I don't have time for this nonsense." The shadow didn't move, its silence more unsettling than any sound. With his heart racing, he decided it was time to leave. He didn't want to turn his back to the figure, but he had to. He had to get out. He quickly grabbed his pancakes, turned around, and sprinted towards the stairs. He could feel the figure's presence looming behind him, a dark, silent thing that refused to leave. But he didn't dare look back. He climbed the stairs. He moved through the house, shutting doors and switching off lights as he went along. Each click of a light switch sounded like a countdown, and the final switch plunged the house into darkness. But the glow from the street lamp outside filled the living room, casting long shadows. As he stepped out of the house, he could still feel something at his back, but he forced himself not to look back. My brother got into his truck, ready to leave the creepy shadow behind him. He was safe in his truck now, or so he thought. As he settled into his seat, gripping the steering wheel, he felt a sense of normalcy return. His friends chatted away in the back, their laughter and lighthearted banter filling the vehicle with a comforting familiarity. But as he prepared to pull away, his friend's voice cut through the chatter. "Hey, wait, what about your brother? Isn't he coming with us?" My brother blinked, puzzled. "What do you mean?" he replied. "He went to work early tonight, he's already gone. Do you see his car anywhere?" His friends exchanged glances, their expressions mirroring my brother's confusion. The question that followed was like a cold hand sliding down my brother's spine. "So then, who was walking behind you when you were leaving the house?" My brother's heart pounded in his chest. His mind raced, replaying the walk from the house to the truck, the feeling of being watched, the shadowy figure at the corner of his eye. He had been so sure it was his imagination, a trick of the light. But now, his friends' faces were pale in the dim light, their eyes wide. They too had seen it, the figure that had followed my brother from the house, the figure that was not his brother, the figure that was not supposed to be there. My brother, in shock and confusion, felt a cold shiver down his spine. An eerie hush descended upon them all, the unsettling realization sinking in like a stone in a deep, dark pond. Who, indeed, was that shadowy figure trailing behind him?